I have two guests today. The first one up would be REVKELLEY. He's out of Houston. How are you, Clinton? Hey there. He's out of Houston, and he'll be giving us the word of the Lord for 2018, but also talking about his book and talking about a little bit of his testimony. So excited to have him coming on. Can you guys do me a favor and please be sharing this broadcast with your network? So excited to bring it to you and to bring you guys wholesome shows, wholesome prophetic shows that offer platforms for people who are just now arising, but also those who have been in the faith for years. And so please be sharing with your network. Thank you so much, DeAndrea. God bless you. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Tony. Hi, everyone. Please be sharing, share with your networks. So excited just to do the show today. I'm your host, Dr. Alexis, here in Austin, Texas. And I've been doing this show for about, like I said, 2 weeks now. It's a broadcast. Hi, Amy. It's a broadcast. And so we're excited to bring it to you. Hi, Robinson. Can you guys help me please get to, yesterday, I think we did about 10,000 views. And so today I want to do more. Today I want to do 20,000. So let's do those views. And this is something that I'm going to start doing, just bringing different people on from all over. I'll be inviting and I always call him my he's called to a lot of hi there. Hey there, Rev. How you doing?
What's going on, Doc?
I'm doing fine, thank you. Please be sharing you guys with your networks. Thank you so much for joining myself and REVKELLEY there in Houston, Texas. And so we are just we're just going to wait just for a couple of seconds to get hi there, California. Yeah, let me know where you guys are coming from. Hi, Joshua Rouse. Let me know where you guys are coming from. And we're gonna just build a little bit of an audience. But how are you doing? Love what you're doing with the show. Thank you so much, sir. Eric Brown. Thank you so much. Let me know where you guys are viewing from, audience. Please be sharing. All 40 of you who are on right now, make sure you're sharing, because this is, hey there, Shamira from Houston. God bless you. Hi there, Little Rock, Arkansas. God bless you. REVKELLEY in the building. Okay, so we're just going to begin talking, and we're just going to kind of build the audience, but Tanya, God bless you. Everyone who is joining, please share with your networks. This man has an extraordinary story. I don't know if he's even going to tell it, a little bit of it. I don't know if he's going to do that, but I do want him to talk, and the Lord to this man, and he is really, I think, has a great gift for women, really to speak into their lives and help to guide them. Hey, New Orleans, how are you? So, REVKELLEY, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your background, where you're from, all of that?
Absolutely. First off, I just want to say thank you on behalf of Carolyn. We sending our love to you and Coach Mclinton out there in Austin. Thank you once again for this opportunity. I really do appreciate it. Voices like mine don't really get heard as often. I'm on the backside of the mountain, but I really do appreciate it. Well, where do you want me to start? I mean, it's like.
Just tell us just a little bit. I know you're recently ordained, but I mean a couple of years ago. But I know that you've been, you just have a unique piece of story, and whatever you want to share. I mean, I don't share your story, but you could just share what it is that you want to share.
Okay, well, let's start from the beginning. Born in Arkansas, raised in a small town in Michigan, surrounded by many lakes. We call it the ski town. Just like majority of African-American men who grew up impoverished, I grew up idolizing the street life, people who selling drugs. I grew up very poor. I grew up in a dysfunctional household that was plagued with drug abuse and physical abuse. And so I took to the streets. At age 14, I was already selling crack. I was selling crack to loved ones. I was in the gang. My lifestyle eventually led me on to incarceration, where I spent some time incarcerated. I spent a decade in prison. A lot of people might look at me and be shocked about that because I don't look like what I've been through. My circumstances definitely wasn't my conclusion.
Yeah.
It's like I lived so many different lives, because, I was sentenced to 30 years, and God saw fit to let me out in 10, which let me knew that I had something special on my life, that He wasn't done with me yet. And I got out. I've been in the music industry. I was on the entertainment side for a few years. I created a small multimedia company called Kelley Group Multimedia, and I put artists in the Double XL magazine. I know y'all familiar with that magazine. And I had a distribution deal with Def Jam Digital, so I was putting out music there too. So I am got a true example of God's redemptive power. Even though I've been through all of that, I'm still here. I'm a survivor. I'm married, happily married. I am a minister. I'm a spiritual advisor, spiritual growth coach. I work. My day-to-day job, I am a marketing executive for Kelley Lyons Insurance Agency. So that's me in a nutshell.
So you do you do everything. You do everything, but you kind of but mainly you've submitted your life to Christ. So you went from that 10 years of incarceration, and during that time, the Lord was really just speaking to you and everything. And I know you recently just released a book. And I know you can talk to us a little bit about that before we end the broadcast. But I do want you to speak about, I know you were talking about, you were hearing a word for 2018. And I want you to speak about what you feel the Lord is saying prophetically to the body for that time.
Well, I heard two things. One, the word I believe God has given me for the brothers and sisters for 2018 is this. I've been hearing a lot of people talk about the symbolism of the word, of the number 18. I heard some people say that it was associated with bondage and all those different things. But when you really research it, the number 18 is associated with life. It's symbolic of life. Now, it is associated with bondage as far as freedom from bondage. So I'll give you an example. In Judges chapter 3, verse 14, we read that the children of Israel were held captive for 18 years by the Moabites. And then God released them and they were free for 80 years, which is 80 years. Then you go over there to Judges chapter 10, verse 8, you see that they sinned before God, and then they were enslaved to the Ammonites for 18 years. And after those 18 years, they got freedom. You go to the New Testament and Luke chapter 13, the woman that was attacked by a spirit, the Bible says that she was attacked by a spirit and she was bent over. She had a severe curvature in her spine and that she was bent over for 18 years. Wow. And one day on that 18th year, she went into the temple and she saw Jesus, and Jesus freed her. And listen what Jesus did. Jesus, he saw her, he called her to him, he spoke to her, and then he touched her, and immediately her back was straightened out. I believe the year 2018 is all about freedom. It's all about being loosened. It's all about being released. There's some things that's been held up in the spiritual realm, either by demonic interference or God himself holding it back, or maybe some poor decisions on your end. But I really do believe in 2018, God is going to release the chains, and you can see it happening right now. In 2018, the economy is going to roar. We see right now that the markets are picking up. Money is being freed up. We see with the interest of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and the app like you, the affiliate app, Dash, and all that money is being freed up. Those are the type of blessings that's going to be universal, meaning when God says that he causes the rain to fall on the just and the unjust, those are universal blessings that everybody is going to get. But I believe specifically to the body of believers, there's some of us who've been enduring for a very, very long time. Yeah. I mean, we've been waiting, we've been praying, we've been tearing, things ain't been working out. I mean, I got all this hope and nothing is happening. God in 2018, those things are about to free up. Whatever's held you bound, whatever had you locked up, those things are going to free you up. You're going to be freed up in 2018. I'm telling you, it's freedom, it's liberation. Hope is coming. Better days are coming. That's what 2018 is all about. And I'm telling you, if you're living right, if you're obeying the word, and you're living according to your purpose, meaning every day you're getting up intentional, you're getting up deliberate about trying to be better, about being a better human being a better person, God is going to free some things up for you. And I got a second
Go ahead.
word for 2018. I had a dream, and the dream happened around November. I had a dream that there was this life-like statue. It was this big old statue that was as tall as a building, but it was a man, and the statue was in the image of a very popular man of God. His face was covered up, but he was a religious figure, and around his neck was a rope, and attached to that rope was like 100 people. They were pulling. They was trying to pull the image down. They kept trying to pull the image down, and eventually the people caused the image to fall down.
Wow.
When the image fell down, the people who had the rope, they moved from where they was at to the place where the image was. And I thought about that. I've been praying about that and thinking about that, and I really do believe that that image is symbolic of the way old things has been done.
Wow.
I really do believe that we're coming into an era of strategic alliance. And those people who worked together to pull that image down, they moved into place. So that one image was not replaced by one image. It was replaced by the group of people who worked together. So, for example, everybody be trying to network up. Everybody be trying to say, you know what, if I get in that circle, I get discovered. If I hang out in this circle, if I be with these people, I might get on. The problem with that is when they let that person in, only he or she gets in.
Wow.
But when you network laterally, when work together, when one go up, everybody go up. And that's the season we're in right now. Like, for example, Issa Rae. You go back to the Awkward Black Girl series, she had unknown person to us at the time.
Right.
Glover, Childish Gambino, she had Jadena. She had all these people in there that she was working with. Didn't nobody know who they was. They were just allies. You know what I'm saying? They was working with each other. And what happened? When the boats rose, everybody boats rose.
Come on. That is good. I think also, wow, you are an amazing dreamer. I know God gave you dreams even about the flood before it happened in Houston. So yes. I know that you definitely, and I'm gonna have you talk about that a little bit, but I know that, and please keep time for me because I'm looking at this and looking at that. So where are we at?
Oh, we got 15 more minutes, Doc.
Look, listen. This is crazy. I think also as you talk about, and thank you guys for joining us, please be sharing with your networks. This here is REVKELLEY. He's out of Houston, Texas, but by way of Michigan. And so thank you for joining the Dr. Alexis live broadcast today. I think that also is the pulling represented pulling down idols, idols come crashing down. And the Lord was saying that people have made idols out of men of God, quote unquote. Yes. But that this would be the season that he rises up, not idols, but teens. And the Lord even told me that no longer would it be like this, this one for all. I mean, not this one person, but it would be one for all and all for one. It'll be a unity. And so the Lord really gave you a dream about unity in the body and about how he was going to cause old systems to be torn down, but his glory to be put up, and people will work together to do the greater work and the Great Commission. That is what that dream was about. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Can you talk to me a little bit about that dream you had about the floods before they happened?
Oh yeah. December. So here's the thing. I've been put in a unique position to preach the last Sunday of December at my church for the last few years. And so last December, the Lord pressed upon me while I was writing my sermon prophetically that there was going to be a big storm, that Houston was going to be up underwater. And so I told my wife and I told a few other people, and they thought I was tripping. So I started buying water, big old gallons of water and jugs and all of that. And I just knew in my spirit that something was going to happen, and I kept telling everybody. And then, lo and behold, Harvey happened. The dream, it wasn't necessarily like a dream like I went to sleep. It was like a day vision. I was writing the sermon, and I just had a vision of just cement and water everywhere. And so
Wow.
we were prepared. We were prepared. God spared us. We was able to look out for my in-laws and stuff like that. But yeah, I saw it before it happened.
Have you
Definitely.
always been
And
dreaming?
I talked about it. Y'all can it's time stamped.
Yeah, it's on your wall. It's on your wall. And I remember you talking, and people
Yeah,
probably thinking you was crazy, you know. But literally,
already.
because I know that you always say that you come out of hey niece, hey everybody. I know you come. I always say you come out of you one of my Baptist friends, and you say no, I'm non-denominational. But what
Yeah,
I say is I love the fact that you can flow to different streams of people, but the Lord still it shows that He still gives everyone dreams and
yes,
visions. And the prophetic word and supernatural things begin to happen.
yes,
So I love something
yes,
that you just said about finances being freed up in 2018 because yes,
yes.
affiliate marketing, all different ways of making income. Can you speak to that a little bit, Rev?
Well, what you have to realize is that the global economy, starting all the way back with George Bush, collapsed. You know, you had people who had money, they went down. You had businesses going out of business, and Mr. Obama, President Obama, did the best he can to try to get everything straight, and I think he did a great job. But in 2018, remember, 18 is the symbol of life. And I showed you in 3 areas where people, and this is the 18th year of the 21st century. This is the 18th year of the 2000s. This number 18 is very significant. And you see that the economy is roaring, and it ain't got nothing to do with Donald Trump. It got everything to do with God's appointed time. And so, they talk about the economy come around and it's cyclical. Well, we in that moment where it's coming back around. And so those of you who have visions of starting businesses, sowing seeds, investing, partnering up to do something, do it, because 2018, God is basically getting ready to hold up his blessing bag, bust a hole in it, and let all the marbles fall on the floor. And only those who have enough initiative to pick them up is going to get them. It ain't falling out the sky into your lap. And you don't have to do nothing. No, faith without works is dead. You definitely got to get up and get it. But if you get up and get it, God gonna have it for you.
Yeah, it's almost like annuities. I just keep hearing that word
Yeah.
annuities, and I'm not even in insurance or anything, so I don't even know what that word means. I need to Google it. What does that word mean?
Annuities is basically like annual. Annuity is like and different companies have different policies and how the annuities is set up. But you can have annuities set up to where you getting like a dividend every year. You pay through it for a certain amount of time, and then once you get of a certain age or you reach a certain part in your policy, it starts paying you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's something on that word. There's a wind on that word. But yes, I know that God is doing something with the global economy. And I think that, if we look at, we have to look at things as symbols. We can't look at everything like, man, because of course you can get upset about multiple things. We can look at things from Democrat, Republican, etc. But we need to look from this as from a spiritual perspective and say, Lord,
Definitely.
what are you doing in the earth realm financially? You know what I'm saying? Financially. And so I can tell you this myself, with an app for referring, I've done almost $7,000 with an app in 3 days.
Come
So
on now.
I don't want to
He's loosening up.
listen.
Yes.
This has to do with people recognizing. So there you go with that collaborativeness,
Yes.
recognizing that no, one person is not going to be able to do it, but they use the biggest people who can do something is people. The biggest
People.
audience is
Resource.
people. So if you use people to be your market, people are going to go crazy with this because they're like, I'm going to get $15 for this. Oh, I'm going to do it. So literally,
Absolutely.
the Lord has allowed, and I asked God, and early in the year, the Lord told me for December would be the month of enrichment. And that even going into 2018, it would be
2018.
enrichment. And that word there is opulence.
Yes.
So I said, God, what do you want to do with opulence?
Opulence, that's palaces. Opulence is like, that's big time. That's royalty. That's kingdom. And when you hear opulence, an opulent piece of jewelry, that's ivory, that's pearl, that's hidden treasure,
Wow.
Yeah, see, listen, That's why I'm saying that word in 2018, things are going to be loosened. Remember, in Luke chapter 13, it was a spiritual attack, and it came out into her life naturally. This global economy, when people lost all their homes and everything, it was a spiritual attack that we felt naturally. And I'm letting you know right now that God is releasing us from that spiritual attack. Everybody is going to be able to reap from this. But if you are a believer, being a believer doesn't mean that you're better than, it means that you're better off. And if you are a believer and you are living the word of God, if you are serving, if you are doing what you know you're supposed to be doing, I mean, you feed in the spirit more than you feed in the flesh, God is going to make you out of an example. And I tell you, that's what he's doing in my life, because I'm self-educated. I come from the street, you know what I'm saying? And I've been involved. I've done drugs. Whatever you can think of, I've done it. I was the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm the guy that you don't invite over. I'm the loaded gun in every room. You feel me? So, I mean, but God has brought me here for such a time as this. And I really do believe that God allowed me to experience all of those different, he didn't purpose for me to feel that pain, but he allowed it to happen so that I can experience the pain and also the pain that I inflicted on others, so that I can identify with a certain pathology, so that I can reach a certain segment of the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Like you growing, you bouncing from home to home and all of that when you was younger. God didn't purpose for you to go through that, but he allowed it to happen. And all of those experiences when you were over there in England, culture, when you over here, you're going up, you're meeting all these different people. And why do you think your people are so attracted to you? Why does everybody know your name? You don't know everybody's name, but everybody know your name. You're a networker. People are drawn to you. Why? Because what they meant for evil, God meant for good. So all of those social situations you found yourself in as a young adult, living overseas, living over here, going over here. No, it wasn't fun, but you were learning how to deal with different people, learning how to connect, learning to be like this over here, learning how to be like this over there. Now what you using it? You bringing people together. I'm on the Alexis live show. You feel me?
Okay, you know what's
Little
crazy?
old me.
But
Mama,
crazy?
I made it. You feel me?
But what's crazy is that 3 years ago, we literally connected via Facebook, and today is the anniversary. So I hear for somebody, the Lord is saying it's your anniversary, that things are about to happen on the anniversary date. You're about to see some things loose from literally from heaven drop down. Listen, you guys, I hear the sound of the abundance of rain. I'm not playing. I hear the sound of the abundance of rain, because today is your anniversary. Somebody share this with your neighbor. Share this with your network. I'm here with REVKELLEY. And Rev, I know that we got like 5 minutes. What time is it? Is it?
Let me see.
6 minutes. I want you to talk. I know Prophet Fred is coming on. He's going to come in about 5 minutes. Right after you're done. But I want you to talk about your book and also talk about what you're doing and how people can connect with you, because I do believe that this is your season. Amen. That this is absolutely your season.
Well, definitely. This is my book. It's called The Tale of Two Sisters. I actually wrote 2 books. I came out with 2 books this year in October. So we got The Tale of Two Sisters, and I have a 31-day workbook and prayer journal that's called The Tale of Two Sisters Workbook and Prayer Journal. The book, The Tale of Two Sisters, it's based on the life of Mary and Martha. You know, Lazarus's sisters. Lazarus was the man who died, and Jesus brought him back to life. It's about their lives. And so what I wanted to do was, as the writer, I wanted to take the liberty. It's not necessarily a revision of history, but I wanted to delve deeper into these women, because these were some very powerful women. I mean, whenever we hear the story about Mary and Martha, we always hear, you know, Mary was the good one, Martha was the bad one. Mary was trying to be cleaned up, Martha was cleaning up. You know, Mary was worshiping God, Martha was a busybody. But if we really examine the text, we'll see that when Jesus told Martha she's doing a good part. He did not rebuke Martha. He was basically saying to her when she said, Lord, don't you see that I'm serving? Can you tell her to help? He was basically saying, no, she good, Ma. She good. He wasn't dissing her. But check this out about Martha. They was in Martha's house. They was in Martha's house. Martha was serving them. Martha was an atmosphere setter. Martha was a servant leader. She made Jesus comfortable so he can flow. When her brother Lazarus died, it was Martha who sent word out to Jesus so that Jesus can find out. And when they got word to Jesus and Jesus dragged his feet and coming back to rescue Lazarus and Lazarus died, it was Martha who met him 2 miles out before he got to the tomb and basically checked him. Lord, I sent word to you weeks ago, days ago. You know what I'm saying? If you would have came, my brother wouldn't be dead. But then she said, she declared with all faith, she said, but even now, even though he's dead, I know you still can raise him from the dead. And then so we see all of that. So we see if Martha wouldn't have initiated, Lazarus probably would have been just dead. Mm-hmm. But it was Martha. It was the sisters. And so I go in deep into that. And then I talk about Lazarus. I didn't leave Lazarus out. So you check this out. Lazarus is dead. God literally brings him back to life. He resuscitates him. We know he resuscitated him because if to be resuscitated means you're going to die again, but to be resurrected means you will live on forever. Jesus is the only one who's been resurrected. Lazarus eventually died. But in John chapter 12, verse 2, we read that they were in Martha's house. Martha was serving the disciples. The disciples were at the table with Jesus. Mary was at Jesus' feet worshiping him. But where was Lazarus? The Bible specifically said that Lazarus was reclining at the table. Wow. 17 verses before, he was dead and stinking. He was gone, and Jesus brought him back to life. And you mean to tell me he's sitting back reclining at the table like he made it? Come on now. Come on now. How many of you like that? When you get what you're praying for, you sitting back like you made it. The altar is full when you're going through something, but when you got what you're praying for, that altar is empty. You know, Lazarus should have been beating Martha to serve him. He should have been serving Martha because it was Martha who initiated his healing. Wow. He should have been at the feet of Jesus worshiping like Mary because he was the one who reaped the biggest blessing out of it all. So that's what this book is about in a nutshell. There's plenty of other stuff in here. It's not just for women, but I definitely want the people to get it. This 31-day prayer journal is just that. It's a devotional. You go through 31 days. You got prayer lists. There's affirmations in here. There's questions, deliberate questions, intentional questions that I ask you to help you spiritually grow, to help you think about the things you're going through. Definitely, I'll share the link inside of the comments, but you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. All you got to do is Google hashtag REVKELLEY, REVKELLEY, and all my stuff will pop up. I definitely would appreciate you guys to purchase the book, to get it. I know it'll definitely bless you. My wife and I, we appreciate everybody who support us because you're really sowing into a ministry that's in its infancy. I've been around a long time. I've been helping and serving a very long time, but God is just now allowing me to be released. And so that's why I'm on the Alexis live show. You know?
Awesome. Well, thank you, Rev Kelley. And yes, post the link. Some people are asking how can they get the book. So post the link of how they can get it. And you guys can also add him. His name is right up here, O.L. Kelley, second. So you can add him and be respectful and all that. And I'm sure he will answer any questions that you guys have. Married man, yes. And so thank you so much, Rev.
She put a ring on it, by the way. She put a ring on it. Now, I see them talking about these little $25 rings. My girl put a ring on it.
Oh, Lord.
That's another topic.
Okay, anyway, we'll get to that. All right. All right, man of God. Well, we'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much, Rev.
Thank you so much. I'm praying for you and Coach. God bless you.
God bless you. Bye-bye. Well, thank you guys. And coming up next, we have a prophet with me, international prophet, Prophet Fred, and he'll be coming on speaking the word of the Lord for 2018 and also what he's hearing. Specifically, just other things that he's hearing. And thank you guys for joining me. Please be sharing with your networks, you guys. Thank you so much. All of you who are on currently, make sure you're sharing with your networks. And this is going to be good. This is going to be real good to hear what Prophet Fred has to say for 2018. Waiting just for it to invite him. It's inviting him. Rev Kelley was good, right? Good. He's really good. He always comes up with that deep stuff. I'm like, wait, what? I didn't even know that. Let me make sure that this is inviting him.